Hey, Dr. Spector, this is Jennifer McElroy, and this is in response to question number 5 on the final exam, a summary of what I've learned this semester. I have to start off by saying that this is the most difficult question to answer because I have learned so much this semester. I'm starting my student teaching next month in January, and to be honest with you, when I began this semester, I panicked because I didn't think I was ready to be in the classroom quite yet. But after taking your class, I feel so ready to go and teach, and I'm so excited. I have learned so much. It's like I said, I can't hardly summarize it, but I have to tell you the thing that has stuck out in my mind the most is the definition of text. I was under the impression that text was just words on a piece of paper or words in a book, and reading was reading words, but that's not at all correct. Text is pictures, text is art, text is dance, and knowing that brings me a lot of hope and encouragement for students that do struggle with reading. If they struggle with reading, it's not the end of the world. They're still reading. When they play video games, when they do whatever they do, they are still reading. And as a mother of 2 children with reading issues due to disabilities, that's very comforting to know. The reason that I'm showing you this little picture right here was because you had a lot to do with this picture, actually. At the beginning of the course, we were discussing literacy and text and how, pictures were text and text wasn't just words on a piece of paper. Well, I substitute in Shelby County, and I had 2nd graders, and there was a little boy in the class who was ostracized from the class, and during literacy time, he didn't have any books to read. I told him to get them. He said he didn't have them. I didn't believe him because he was a bit of a behavior problem as well. But the class almost in unison said that he doesn't have books, he's stupid, and he can't read. And my first thought was that has to come from the teacher. Why would the little boy be ostracized? Why would the whole class in unison say he was stupid? And they didn't laugh. They said it like it was just a matter of fact. But the little boy had a book on his desk, and it was a drawing book, and he was following every direction, and you can see this beautiful boat that he made me. And I told him that when he looked at the drawing book and drew whatever was in there, he was actually reading. And he said that he wasn't, and I said, yes, you are. I said, because you're reading the lines, you're putting it together, and if you can draw, then you can read. He instantly went and grabbed a book, and I don't know if he read it, but he sure did look like he was. I'm going to keep this picture probably for the rest of my life because it reminds me of how, children, they just don't understand what reading is. It's just not words on paper. It's putting things together. And that little boy in his drawing book and putting together this boat for me, it's always going to serve as a reminder that every student has potential. The second thing I would like to show you is good old Dr. Seuss or Snowflakes Like Space. And the reason why I'm showing you this book is because I think I've told you, my son he has autism, and his disability really affects the way that he reads. He's a very poor reader, and a lot of it is he recognizes words. He's got great decoding and encoding, but his comprehension, because language is a struggle for him, so therefore comprehending text is a struggle for him. Well, I bought him this book because he is very, very interested in space. And we read it one night, and he told me that he wants to be a scientist. And I told him that he could only do that if he began to read more books and begin to go to, science websites, but he has to read. He just can't look at the pictures anymore. And he told me he would, and we got him a reading tutor, and he has doubled his Rigby level within 6 weeks. He's starting to grab things, pick them up, read. He asks me a question. I tell him I'm not sure what the answer is, and he goes to the internet